started doing the football. Okay, so I met a guy that recruited me in junior high school because I was always tall and lanky. But he recruited me in junior high school by the name of Sam Taylor. So if this hits, and if Sam Jr. is watching this, everybody plays, a lot of respect to Sam Taylor because he's paved the way for a lot of young African American men that grew up in that type of environment in Washington, D.C. And I was one of them. And he used to come all the way to Southeast and pick me up and take me all the way to school, which was a private school that when he recruited me in junior high school, I went, he said that he was a DCIAA coach too. So that was public schools. But he told me he was getting a job. He was going to be the head coach at Archbishop Carroll, which is a Catholic school. So I'm pretty sure people that's watching, that's a whole nother level when you go to a school where kids are paying tuition. You're with some of the professional or type people, uprooted people where they're on top of things. So, I took it in stride, however it was, so I ended up going to Frank W. Ballou. But, I threw my hand at football. Now, the boxing was no more there, but like I said, my great-grandfather, Sam Langford, my father, Howard Langford, Carlos Langford, I got 12 brothers, 2 sisters, so, the boxing was heavy in my family. But it's like I took another route with the football. I didn't know football, okay? I really didn't even like it. I couldn't even watch it. It was boring. So I went up to Ballou, 10th grade, tall, lanky. At that time, what was that, about 80-something, 1980-something, where Doug Williams and them. This is where, we were Skins fans, man. Y'all say, Redskins, we was a Hogs fan, Redskins fans back then. That's was our thing back then. So, I go on the football field to my, hey man, I want to play with Doug Williams play. I ain't never played quarterback. I'm not a dumb guy by a long shot, but it takes a lot of understanding with quarterback. You got to know how to do reads. So I didn't understand all that stuff neither. So I played quarterback. I could throw the football, all that, but coming to the plays, learning to play, that was out of the picture. Then I come back again, asked to play running back. I asked to play running back. Yeah, I can run the ball, but when it come back to them plays again, that all stems back to where I'll get to as you bring me on and we elaborate on the importance of just having a structure in home, how to process and comprehend things to study. I had all the ability, but even this followed me all the way through college.
Okay.
Sit down and actually focus attention to detail. And athletics just ain't gonna cut it. So I said, you know what? Everybody ragging me, man, you big sorry ass, all that. So I said, look, but I never quit. In them times in high school, man, people that's the very start of learning who you're gonna really turn out to be. Because when you have sports, it builds what we call is character, okay? So when you have those things, and a lot of people probably have potential, but they quit because of what their homeboy always told them. So I was the rag doll of everything. Oh man, it's that. So that one day I came back and said, let me play what Dexter Manley played. And I never damn looked back after that.
Yes,
man, I run across that end and slam in quarter. He said, Coach Frank Young said, all you got to do is go at that quarterback and hit him. That's all we ask you to do. Run up the field. And I ain't never looked back since then. That paved the way, took care of my family. It got me to college, got me to the pros. But before that, I know I mentioned Sam Taylor. So I played that 10th grade year there, and actually all that came through. I wouldn't be here today, without my father Yahuwah Elohim, which is my God, okay? But this man that played an intricate role in my life, because public schools, I'm not beating D.C. down, but you're not going to college, man, out of them schools. It's like a big playground.
It's public schools
there.
for you. Public schools, yeah.
He got me to come to Archbishop Carroll. I had this encounter with the SAT, all these things, man, and we get those things done. However I got it done. I ain't got to tell now. But we didn't have no money to go to school, man.
Yeah.
So my athleticism, took us, man. We went undefeated. We out of 2 years, we probably only lost one or two games. That team, we had probably 10 or 12 players go Division I college. So you don't hear that. That's how bad we was, man. We were good.
It's high school then, right?
Oh, we were kicking ass
Yeah.
around DC, man. So he put that thing together, man. I mean, he came out on the field. We talking about Bishop Carroll playing all in mother school.
Yeah.
He wore the Malcolm X hat, the accent. We had that type of attitude,
Well,
man.
And that's you bring the best out. You
Yeah.
bring the best out of it. I mean, that's
So it was
that's
war.
Yeah.
It was war.
It was good.
So that deal there, man, like I said, if it wasn't for that, Coach Taylor, man, and getting me up to Carroll, I don't know where I would have been. And you know, it was all the right chemistry. And I look back at it now to where I've gone. And like you said, the people say, if you never know your past, you don't know where the hell you're going. So a lot of times we fall in this faultism or this thing of what we really think we want, but we really don't take the time to find out where you come from, what are you trying to do, what fits you, and what can you do, and what will you do. You see what I mean? So, I mean, I can go on and on. I know it's a show, but we're gonna hit the next topic,
No,
whatever it is.
we want to hit the next topic.
Yeah.
Let me take a little break because I need to get some water to get to ask my questions that I like.
You gotta do like this, get that
Yeah,
down.
that's what you do, guys. Okay, get comfortable, and while we get more people logging on to the show, we started a few minutes late, but that's okay. This is live TV. This is a live show. So let me give you some water, and we'll be right back with Javon Langford, and we'll continue his road to success as a professional athlete. Hello and welcome back. Welcome back to Inside Boxing's Throwdown on ibtv.us. Okay, that's your station for broadcast streaming. We got a lot of stuff on IBTV. You have all the talk shows. We got other things that are outside of sports. It's up and coming TV station, so you all want to keep an eye on that and visit us from time to time. It's going to be ideal. So we are back, and we'll continue talking to in studio Javon Langford. You got to be proud to know someone like Javon, because most of your professional athletes, we as fans only get to see them on TV, and you start to idolize the athletes because of what they do. But now we're going to talk about just exactly the sacrifices they make in their personal lives and what they do to become athletes. I mean, you hear a lot of folks out there, just out there in the public, talk about, oh, this and that. But to understand the game a little better, you got to understand what these athletes go through. So we talked about his home bringing up in Washington, D.C., and his high school. So let's continue. Javon, we're gonna continue talking about, because it's just interesting, because every kid out there, and I'm talking about inner city kids that live in any inner city kid like DC, like here in Denver, or like Detroit, they all want something. They want to become professional something, whether it's professional boxing, professional athletes, NBA. That's always the dream that all your inner city folks have, kids. Okay, so now you're breaking out of high school, you're on with this awesome team, so you got a taste of being victorious on the state level or the city level, whatever you want to call it, the state championships, high school. Tell us how you felt when you started playing with Oklahoma.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, when you made the transition, high school's over and you're moving up.
Let me see. To backtrack a little bit, like you say,
Yeah.
a lot of times I was fortunate enough to have my father at home, and he was a no tolerance guy. But sometimes I think that hard upbringing, sometimes it conditions you. It's a time and a place, but I didn't grow up being hugged all the time. I was a man's man.
It makes you a man.
It made you a stronger man, so I was able to deal with adversity. Like I said, when I went to that school, I didn't quit. And growing up in the Southeast, man, being ridiculed, that thing can follow you a long way. To dudes start punking you in school. I mean, it's a chain that you're climbing. It's a concrete jungle. You'll be devoured if you got to get your pride in your pack and find your place that you're in. Okay, so just little things like that. You got to have courage. You got to have strength. You got to have self-belief. Okay, and faith in what you say you're gonna do. So I can't judge the kids now opposed to what we were coming up because we had a lot of things that when you said you were gonna do it and you did attempt to it, and some of those that was athletically inclined and then also had the mindset to do it. Those are the ones that succeeded because their time and their condition was harder. So these kids now, everybody wants to be a rapper. Everybody throw these accolades or titles out, but they don't understand the work that's involved into it. And then the work more so is what you believe in yourself. See, I had a coach that told me the CBA rule: conceive, believe, and achieve. Okay, they have a concept. They conceive something. Okay, that's what conceiving is. You bring something to birth. Okay, now it manifests inside, and you believe it. And when you believe it, you don't let nobody tell you something different.
You can make it happen.
Yeah, it is. It's a form of, it's not arrogance, but it's confidence. So, so that's what I had. You know what I mean? And it matches well with a coach. You coach me when we doing boxing. Mm-hmm. I listen. I don't never walk in life and never thought I was better or I knew everything. So it's a blessed thing to have sometimes. So I can't really put the head on the nail to say how, and it's not luck. But it's just this character that you continuously build up. So when you say making that transition from high school, I was already ready. Okay. Man, when I looked at high school and I understood when they say go around that tackle and go get the quarterback, when I looked at pro football, I knew I can beat some of them tackles in the pros in high school.
You knew it was going to happen.
Yeah. So I was always fast. I wasn't always big, you know what I mean? But I was fast. But I always had that damn determination. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And coming back from when I had to through hell and high water, man. I mean, when I believe something, it was on my heart and on my mind every day. Every day. Mm-hmm. And when I had the choice to sell dope, be out there with the dudes pimping, that was on my heart. That I had to, man, I can't come back to Southeast. That's the way I looked at it. I saw what it do to people there. I cannot come there. So if this is going to get me where I got to go, I didn't even pay attention to college so much. I knew I was going to pros. So I did. Yeah. And people that know me, they know that. The way I carried myself. I never been an in-crowd dude. I always been alone. And when I'm sitting back lonely, I ain't lonely. I'm manifesting something. I'm processing something. I'm always thinking. So when I got to college, man, again, the discipline, sitting down, have to do the school. I flunked out every damn year in school. But in my mind, and the way I do things, I got to get 3 years in. That's when you can qualify for the pros. So how it is. Shuck and jive, I go to a JUCO here or whatever there, for summer, disappear, as long as I'm eligible. Yep. And that's the type of coach we had back then. You see what I'm saying? I come right after, when Oklahoma State come off probation. We didn't know that they was on probation. I didn't know. I didn't care where I went, as long as I went to a Division I school that played on television every weekend. That's when I'm going to get to the pros. So college was, I won't say now on a competitive level, hell no, it wasn't easy. Then I had to learn technique because it wasn't no more running around. Fortunately, I was fast enough to run around, but you still had to have hands, eye-and-hand coordination. Now I started to learn dexterity, things like that, all those terminologies of what it takes now to get to the quarterback. So,
now, when you went to Oklahoma State, did you settle into a position, defensive end?
Oh, I've been defensive end all my life.
Okay. So
that's what's going to carry us into what happened in the pros.
Gotcha.
With that title, defensive end, to what what they call these divas in now, these skinny boys come off the end, and he bumped me down to a D tackle in the 3-4. I can't stand that defense. 3-4 ruined careers, man.
Okay, so in college you were still, what you'd say, thin.
I was always in shape.
Okay.
I was always in shape.
Okay.
I run that whole state, and people tell you I had Rottweilers. If Brian Guillory and Calvin Meadowfeed looking, when I'm going down to Houston this week, they'll tell you they know how I roll. I always had dogs, and I don't go to class. I walk campus with snakes, dogs. I just do my own thing. You know what I mean? I had that philosophy that you have me here, and I'm making money for all these people here. Why are you worrying about if I want to go to school? You making what off of me? Let me get ready to get mine. I knew that back then. You see what I'm saying? So I just did school. I don't like school, and I'm not advising this for everybody. But if you're gonna take that road, you better know what you know, and know that you can make it whatever you choose to do.
Okay.
Now that's playing Russian roulette. But I will run them stadiums, man. I always was preparing for the pros. Okay.
That's where you knew you
when
were
I'm talking a 60,000 stadium, that stuff we do now. That's why I be ashamed of myself. I be mad because when I was 20, when I was 18, I was 19 when I went to college. I left there at 20. I was young when I went to the pros. I was just turning 21. So, you know, but I would run them stadium, and when I bring my dog King home, he had Charlie horses. He couldn't even walk. Okay, that tell you the work I was doing.
That was your work. But I know for a fact your work ethics and your discipline and what you do. So, okay, so college, you're into college, you're thinking pro. Let's continue with your story. You got a hell of a story.
So, you know, when college, you know, I did my 3 years there. You know, I went through a lot of adversity and things, but you know, a lot of this stuff that we're elaborating on, hopefully one day we'll get with a biographer or whatever, autobiographer, you know, because a lot of people that hear the whole thing, and I've even put it on Google, internet, they say you have a story, but I'm not compelled or felt moved to even write a book because I don't, you know what I mean? But a lot of people that hear it, they say, hey man, that's you know, so boom. But so that's why we're just touching on little pieces, and this is just off the rock right now. This is just off the top of the dome. What we're doing it ain't been scripted or nothing. We're just sitting there kicking back, chilling, talking to the people, giving them some insight on things, and hopefully that, you know, people can relate, which it is a lot of people that will relate and understand. And if there's some people that's out there that's going through their adversities and think that, you know, hey man, how do you make a leap from here to here to here to here? You know, just understand one thing about yourself, that what you see ain't always for you. If it, you know what I mean, what you know, so television sometimes can kind of trick people where everybody can just make it.
Right.
Well, you know, a lot of guys I've seen fall, man, you know, like I say, on a college ranking. So we all went through this thing. I call it like this. High school is like shooting dice, craps, or something like that. You know the level of games. College becomes checkers. Pro sports is chess. So you say, how you get all these guys that have all the same athletic ability? How do you know? These people are not mastermind. It's just like a penitentiary. The CO, I mean, all of them ain't running the jail. It's the prisoners that's running it. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing with football. These guys are the team, but it's a thing you got to have. It's a game that you're playing. You got to know how to get in your own head. Yeah. Where we look at people and call them crazy as talking to themselves. They're looking at us. They're the ones that's saying, because when we talk about this pineal thing, getting in and opening that third eye, it's almost a form of that, how you got to play with yourself before you can try to manipulate the next person across from you, and they call it a game of football or basketball. This is all mental. So when these kids are talking, they want, yes, we all been through it, but the mind, that's what it all boils down to, where your mindset is. You see what I mean? So it's a lot of mental that's involved in this. It's not so much physical. It's all mental. You know.
Well, good. Okay, so now you're starting to get a name. People all across the country are starting to know who you are. Okay, so how do you start to digest, and how do you start to take in that part of being an athlete when you start to become known to everybody, where people say, hey, that's J-Rock, man.
You know what's funny, Lalo, is like you say, I've never been a self-absorbing man. You know, I'm living with you right now. We're going through this COVID thing. I'm trying to get back over to Uganda, where I moved last year or whatever. And we'll talk on that later too. But You'll tell me I lost 50 pounds in a month in work, but I'll look at myself something I just don't still see it right. Okay, it's still, I have to keep going. I have to pay the dues of what I chose to do to get myself in that predicament. So when you saying, to me, man, I was just playing football, homeboy.
Yeah.
Man, I will go play football and been on TV here and be somewhere with the homies or something doing something. I don't see that like that. I never, man, we used to, my rookie year, I would just regular stuff and get on the plane. We going, man, people dressed, decked all out. I be just chilling. I chill the way I chill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Roll one, whatever, get on the plane and be chilling. So, you know, when Bruce Carter took over, you know, we had so many damn coaches in Cincinnati. When he took over, they made us wear suits. So that's when I got into the Gators and $2,000 or $3,000 suits. So when I've never felt comfortable in that stuff. So when you say how did you handle? I don't even look at it as fame because I'm a regular man. I don't care about it. I don't even care about it, to be honest with you. I didn't never care about it, you know. So I like to do things that I like to make me happy. And if it can feed my family or put a roof over my head and take care of what I'm doing, and that's what people call that you famous or whatever, then okay, so be it. But to me, I mean, I put my pants on one leg at a time like everybody else, and to be in that echelon of people, I'd be uncomfortable. Okay. You see what I mean?
Well, people look up to you anyhow, especially the up and coming kids, inner city kids, people that follow the sports. They follow sports. I talk to plenty of people out there. When I say Javon Langford, we get a lot of fans that say, "I remember him. He's a hell of a boxer." And then other folks say, "Well, man, Cincinnati, you know, Bengals." So I mean, regardless, your play on the field in the professional games that you played are noticed. They can't help but be noticed. And it's good that you say, you know, hey, you don't take the fame like that, and it doesn't go to your head. You're just like anyone else. That's a good thing, and I think that's good for people that are up and coming, the kids, the teenagers, the young men, the young ladies, and the athletes that want to somehow become a professional athlete in whatever they do. It doesn't matter if it's football or boxing. It could be tennis. It can be skiing. It could be anything. But if they have their goals to become a professional athlete, they have to understand that it's not free. It comes with a lot of hard work and dedication. It comes
with a lot of sacrifice. It comes with a lot of individuality. That you have to be driven. You have to have I can't say so much a good foundation. That if it's a bad foundation, that has to be the motivator to make your own foundation better, so that it doesn't be like the one you come from. So you know, I had caring people around me.
Okay, well, good. Well, now let's talk about you met your goal. You've been talking about your days as a youth, in high school, college. And you just said that you knew you were going to be a football player, NFL. That was it. Okay, so
that's
now,
my ticket out. That's the way I can get to the money quick.
Okay, so now the moment of truth. You get drafted by Cincinnati. Okay.
Let's 1996. I got drafted. Well, Peter Schaefer here. That's in here in Denver, Colorado. That's how I initially got involved with Denver, Colorado, because out of college they have a camp that they do here preparing for the combine. For those that don't know, the combine is the thing they hold in Indianapolis. They bring in like 300 players or whatever, that where all the pro scouts, all the pro teams come in and they observe the 40-yard dash, speed, bench pressing, all, you know, change direction, agility, everything that pertains to football, and doing your interviews. So I came out here, I did like 1 month or 2 months straight from college. I actually lived with them. You know, me, Gabe Northern, a lot of guys from the SEC, you know, and so got drafted. No. I'm gonna give it to you. So when that happened, we got all ready and everything. I was projected to go the 11th pick in the first round to Seattle, Washington. I was hands down a first round pick already, a first round drafted. Now, this is where I said some of the things just using football or whatever sports when you're good at, you start taking advantage of the system where you think you can get away with everything. I got into fights. I was doing alcohol, doing certain things in college. Now that's called what you call a character report. Okay, so when they went back and did their homework and everything, they said, man, this dude's a gambler. We're not going to put millions of dollars in this man's hand, okay, at a young age. That's how it goes. Mm-hmm. And you blow it, and we lost our money. So I was still fortunate enough. I ended up going in the 4th round, you know, like 120-something pick or something like that, to Cincinnati. So, you know, I sat there on draft day. Petey was even saying, man, well, should we go to New York and this and that? But I already didn't want to go anyway. I'm still living in the dream that, man, I can't believe I had stole my way into the 1st round now. Yeah. I got my way into college, okay? Yep. I'm business over there now. I'm sneaking in, getting ready to bamboozle these chumps again and get a 1st round draft pick. Hell, it ain't go like that. Because now they do the character report, they do a background check, they do everything. So this is where everything came out. So when draft day came, you know, I'm sitting in the house with my first wife I had, and I'm just waiting and I ain't heard nothing. Okay, I think they do first, second, third round, the first day. Well, so I said, man, the hell with this. So then reality set in, man, what the hell I'm gonna do? Because I ain't gonna get drafted. I said, man, I saw the guys going across the board that I knew. We played in the Hula Bowl together. I matched up against these guys, you know, and as a defense end. And when you look at that ranking, I said, man, what the hell's going on? Is it over for me? So I just got drunk, man. I was tore all up that night. I was mad. And I stayed, thank God I stayed in. But I stayed in, and then I woke up, and Pam, she told me this when you had the house phone there. Yep. She said, babe, well, Peter called. She said that they want to talk to you. I said, yeah. I said, so I grabbed the phone. He said, they got Cincinnati Bingo here. What's Dave Schuler, the coach. Mm-hmm. He said, Dave Schuler's on there. So he on the phone. He said, man, we just drafted. I said, man, stop. I hung up the damn phone door. No, yeah, I did. I was mad. But he said, you know, then Peter said, man, why you hang up the phone on these people and pick you up? I said, because I couldn't believe it. I don't know what this draft is. I was told when I was 1st round, that's why he even brought me down here. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because there's more money. Exactly. So 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So they called back again and I answered. I said, really, man? Yeah, you on the next flight out here to come be welcomed into the team and all this stuff. So that's how that went. That's how my draft thing. I didn't have no party. It was just me and my girl just chilling. You know what I mean? Like I said, I don't like all that crowd stuff. So we were just chilling. And then that's how my draft day was. I went on up there, but I was mad. And when the first thing they said, take that anger and prove to the critics and people that they made a mistake and work like a 1st rounder. But I tell you one thing, the pros is so mental. That was the thing that I hate to even admit. It's not even I'm admitting, but did I not overcome it? I had to overcome the mental part of it when I was done to understand what I didn't do while I was in the pros, because now this is for money. Mm-hmm. And the chess game has got deep. You know, chess got over me and some moves. It can go on for months, it can go on for days, it can go on for weeks. You see what I'm saying? So I didn't play that the right way. You're not bigger than the team, you're not bigger than the league. All that stupid shit you were doing back then, you know, thinking, yeah, I was the best defense in on the Cincinnati line when I was there, athletic-wise. Mm-hmm. But when it come back to that playbook, I wouldn't know my plays. And running around the tackle and things like that, playing in the scheme of the defense, it doesn't work no more for just you. So it caught up with me. I was blessed to still stay 6 years because they couldn't get nobody to replace me, really. Yeah. I will always be 2nd string or whatever. When you put me, I beat everybody down in practice. Whether you want to fight, whether you want to do football, people even know that if they want, they know how I carry myself in the pros. Yeah. But all that extra energy and exertion and everything, you got to be a professional now, brother. You got to be a man. These Javon Langfords, we get these a dime a dozen, man. So you know, that all caught up to me. And like I said, I was always humble, but it's just the mental part of it I didn't grasp. Okay? Because it was so easy the other ways. Yep. It was easy in the pros, but it's so much revolved around mental. They have to find ways. It's not gonna be physical they cut you unless you just eat your way out the league or you come in out of shape. So most guys comply with that. But the mental part, I mean, we may be going through a playbook. We playing Jacksonville right here, okay? And we found out one or two things. You get these brainiac, damn defensive coordinators supposed to be, you know, drawing up scheme, drawing that damn 3-4 Dick DeBoer and them come in. You know what I mean? So, okay, Monday, Sunday you play the game, full contact. You know, 4 hours out there banging. This TV. Monday you come in, you running, you jogging, you lifting. You sitting there like, man, you working like a damn Hebrew slave, man. Sunday, Monday you come and do that. Tuesday you get off, okay? You're off day Tuesday. This is how the mental part comes. It ain't no lay home. If you any ailments or soreness you got, be your ass down here on Tuesday and get treatment.